Okay, let's try this again. All right, so book one of the Your Magical Learning Journey, where Trieu and I are going to be, talking about a new book every single day on our nightly connect, like we normally do, and talking about my reflection that I wrote for this whole entire process. So some of these books Trieu is going to have read, some of them he may not. The process is going to be I'll talk to you about the book if you aren't familiar with it. I'll just give a quick recap for the audience. From there, I'll share my reflection, and we can talk about what it means to you as well, or any other thoughts you might have about this particular book. So that's the plan. Looking forward to doing this. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
All right. So book one of the Year of Magical Learning is a book called The Alchemist. This is one of my all-time favorite books. This is one of your favorites too, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So this book is near and dear to both our hearts. There's a reason why I chose this as the first book to begin this whole Year of Magical Learning journey with. It's about a quest of a young shepherd boy named Santiago goes on to find his personal legend and find the treasure, I guess, at the end of as he was living his personal legend. And, I thought this book is very symbolic of a lot of the journey of life in general. And also at the same time, I'm on a quest through this whole entire journey as well to really figure myself out, learn my values, my purpose, my mission in life, after the I can't imagine event of my losing my daughter. And I just thought this book sums up this whole journey in a nutshell in a lot of ways, so I wanted to make sure we kick this whole journey off with The Alchemist as the beginning. So my reflection title was, and when you want something, all the universe conspires to help you to achieve it. These words really touched me personally every time I read this story. And as you can see on the blog post here, you can go read yourself. My whole entire life, I've always been somebody that likes to be open to anything, really. Like I've told you before in the past, like I have a psychic that I've gone to for years and years. I'm into this mystical stuff. I don't understand the world and
mysteries is what intrigues us.
What's that?
Mysteries is what intrigues us.
Exactly. I don't get it all. Yeah, right, for sure. I don't get it all.
I mean, imagine life without mysteries.
100%.
It's boring.
Very much so. It keeps you on this world keeps you on your toes, right? I mean, I love seeing like all the mysteries of the world and just kind of being in awe of it. It's something I've always really valued in my life. However, as I was writing this reflection, one of the things that always stuck out to me is I've always lived my life that way, but I really haven't lived my life that way. And when there's so many different events and omens, if you will, that they talk about in the story that have passed me by in my life that was too focused on the day-to-day grind of everything that I might have piqued my curiosity for a hot second, but I didn't ever take the path and figure out what this is all about and reflect and learn and grow and go on my own personal journey. And that was why I wrote this reflection. When my daughter passed away and that whole entire event with her and my family, I really, really opened my eyes to stripped away everything that I hold near and dear in my life. And my mind was wide open to any possibilities. So I really feel like I've followed the omens over the past couple of years of my life with my daughter guiding the way. And a lot of those omens have led me on this journey to write this Year of Magical Learning, or to write the book that I wrote for her, to honor her and to tell the world about her story, and to find you and to start multiple businesses with you, and to be open to pivoting on stuff and not be taking life too seriously. And as they say in the book, one of my favorite stories was about the guy that goes to the world's smartest man in the world, and he sends his son, I'm paraphrasing the story, but and he's like, hey, go find out what this world's all about, kind of thing. And he goes to the wisest man in the world, and he has a really long line of people in his castle that was waiting to talk to him to learn all the lessons. And he tells them, hey, I'm pretty busy right now, but here, take this spoon and drop the oil on there and go walk around the castle, and take it all in, but just bring back the oil with the spoon on it when we come back. And the little boy goes out and he does his thing, he walks around the castle, and he comes back and he has all the oil on the spoon like he was asked to do. And the wise man says, well, did you see the whole castle too? Like all the cool shit and those around there? And he's like, no, I was really too busy focused on not dropping the oil, like you said. And he goes, well, go back, do it again. And this time take in the whole castle. And then, obviously, and try to, don't drop the oil. And he comes back the second time, and he dropped a little bit of the oil, but he saw the beautiful castle, right? And the wise man tells him, did you see the whole castle? And he goes, yeah, but I'm sad to say that I dropped some of the oil. And he goes, well, that's the key to life. It's make sure you're taking it all in and be open to all of it, but at the same time, stay focused and, on your mission, and don't drop your oil, kind of thing. So that's why I wrote this. That's what it means to me, is like, when you want something, the whole universe conspires to make it happen, but you got to be open to following the omens and to listening to things. So my question for you is, and for anybody that's reading this, is, what omens have you been missing in your own life?
Well, I don't think omens are missing. I mean, omens are always there. It's just that you don't see it. Because when you walk around that castle, that palace, right, you don't see all the beautiful things. When that boy was looking at the oil and the spoon and trying not to drop it, right, was the palace not majestic.
It was.
It was majestic. He didn't see it. So to me, omens are always there.
Yeah.
It's like when you have a red car, right? You see a lot of red cars around you because you see what you want to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to me, we have to find the things we want to see. And looking at the omens. Omens are just for us a sign. And essentially for me, omen is like when they say, you know, when you want something, the universe conspire to help you achieve it. Essentially, that's what it means to me, is that all the signs are there. We just have to look at it. We have to open our eyes and not be too narrow-minded to look at the spoon of oil, too narrow-minded to think about our own problems and what we gotta do and what people think of us and all that. And to me, The Alchemist is one of my favorite books as well because it reflects this very well. It reflects my kind of journey, the kind of journey I want. It's the core of what our life should be. It's about finding the things we need to have a happy life versus just doing things because people expect you to do certain things. And that's the reason why I say omens are there. It's just that you don't see it because you don't pay attention.
I think we get so blind. I think you're totally right. I just think back to my life before losing my daughter, and everything was like just a daily grind. I was focused on work. I was focused on whatever. Like that was, I had a few singular focuses in my life, and everything else that went by me, I just completely was oblivious to it. Like I would have never seen anything and everything that was going around me. I could have, like you said, there's omens all over the place all day long that you can follow if you want to. But I think this whole journey for me has just opened my eyes to seeing the world completely different and to being, you know, kind of having that beginner's mind a little bit, if you will, of, you know, never, you don't know anything, you know, like be open to everything and be open to, you know, taking the time to reflect while you're walking through, you know, walk around the park near you, or, you know, on family time with friends, or even when you're in your job and you're, you know, on your day-to-day grind, like, you know, the life of one of your coworkers and understanding what they're going through. And like, I don't think you and I would have ever found each other if you and I both weren't following the omens, and you and I both weren't on that same kind of, you know, trajectory of our life.
Exactly. I completely agree with that. Just because we completely isolate ourselves with whatever that we think we want, and sometimes we put ourselves through the salt mine to the grind. That's what people used to say. Back to the salt mine, you know. And the point is, what's point of life that you continue to grind day in and day out until the day when you can't work anymore and they say, hey, congratulations, you get to retire because you're no longer useful.
Right.
And then at that time, you know, it's too late. It's too late to look at the sign, look at the omens. And so we have to be open to see signs. And like you say, if you don't start looking for other things in your life besides just your career, your work, and your current life, you would never have met me because we're not looking at different things. To me, in essence, I don't want to give away the ending of the story for the people watching, but a lot of things that we value in life, we probably already have it, we just don't see it. And so the book is, in a way, kind of give us that perspective. There's certain things you take things for granted, and there's certain things that is already there. You just need to look and see, right? And that's, to me, as a reflection on what this book means to me, without kind of giving away the ending of a spoiled, you know, the ending for the users and listeners.
For sure, I couldn't agree more. It's all about the journey. It's all about being open to listening to things as you're on that journey, and you know, keeping your mind open, having that beginner's mind at all times. Well, so that's book one of the Year of Magical Learning. And I asked the question to Trieu, but really I should be asking the question to everybody else. You know, something to think about and take away from this is, you know, what omens have you been missing in your own life? And, you know, be open to it. And who knows where it'll lead you to, because, you know, the whole universe seems like it conspires to get with you to make something happen once you want to try to make it happen, you know. So anyway,
and you know, post any questions you have regarding what we say or anything in this episode. So put your comments in the comments below this video or whatnot.
And we'll drop the link for the actual blog post as well if you want to actually read through this yourself. But thanks for joining us, and we will see you all tomorrow. Book two. Book two. All right. See ya.
Sounds good.